I'm guessing Donald Trump might be disappointed by the outcome of this meeting today. What do you think?
Well, he's not in control of it, so he's bound to be disappointed regardless. But no, I don't think they'll be lowering rates today.
Not lowering rates today. Did the market get ahead of itself in expecting a series of rate cuts this year?
I mean, I think it's hard to say. The economic data is not conclusive, and that's why we are in this pattern of small cuts and holding steady. An inconclusive economy that's slowly slowing down with bright spots and dark spots happening with every monthly data release is simply hard to predict. I mean, the market might be exuberant and optimistic, but yeah, in their negativity about the economy, but that's not the same as like a bait and switch or a rug pull. I mean, truly, our economic situation is difficult to parse. The Fed's not trying to get ahead of the situation in a way that is unwarranted by the data. So I understand that the market wants to make long decisions, but the Fed has to take it as it comes.
Well, absolutely. And he's going to have to explain his rationale, of course, in a room full of reporters. And I'm wondering your thoughts on what might happen after 2:30, because this is, of course, the first meeting in which Jay Powell stands before reporters since his hostage-looking video around the announcement of the criminal investigation, the DOJ investigation into the Fed chair. To what extent will he need to continue sending that message that he delivered in the video today?
I would suspect that he hopes it doesn't come up at all, and that the decision-making of the board, of which it's not solely him acting today, speaks for itself and has the data speak for itself, and not having to defend his position against political attacks. I mean, this press conference is supposed to be about his take on the economy and what the Fed sees going forward, telegraphing stability and independence. I'm sure he doesn't want to talk about it. I'm sure someone will bring it up.
Yeah. I mean, then there's reality. Of course, the tenure of the Fed chair seems like fair game, and that's what, of course, this is all leading to. I'm sure that Lisa Cook is going to come up as well. What would you ask the Fed chair today, Kathryn?
I think I would. I mean, it depends. Is it going to be Mr. Fed Chair or is it going to be candid? I've always wanted to know what Powell thought about certain aspects of our economy, just how much the pressure the labor market can take, how long our estimates of monthly job growth are going to be able to be sustained in the face of population declines, and what the Fed plans to do about that. I mean, the political questions of today are in some ways the least interesting. He's being attacked because he's independent. I don't know what he could say that would make that a more interesting conversation. I mean, the real questions about our economy are the big ones, the ones that we don't have the answers to. He's under attack for no good reason. But what are we going to do if immigration does decline to the degree that it could, given the crackdowns? How are we going to view economic growth if all of it is coming from the healthcare sector? Is that really a sustainable future? How does the Fed think about those types of issues, these big picture questions about the economy? Because we focus on this press conference of this meeting of this day for this rate cut, but they look 20 years in the future, and we don't really ask him about that. And I would want to know about those big picture swings, the ones that really have our economy on the line.
What a really great answer. Does Christopher Waller's status as a Fed chair candidate ride on his position today?
I couldn't tell you. I don't mean to sound glib, but I don't think that Trump's appointments are that predictable or that transparent. It's really about what they say behind closed doors of how loyal they are to him, and we can only speculate what that is. I mean, Powell was a Trump appointee, and here we are, all these years later, of him being what did he call? I don't even care. Calling him some name because he disagrees with him. I mean, there's no really predicting that. What I will say is I think that there are a lot of people who are going to be forced into the position of lying to the president about their independence if we are able to preserve Fed independence. It's going to come down to someone being a very successful liar to the president in order to say, well, of course, I'll do what you want, and then I'm going to become Fed chair and you have no control over me. That's a pretty tenuous place for a very vital aspect of our economy to be in.
Yeah, that's quite a pretzel. Kathryn Edwards, will the president have to deal with the overhang of affordability for the rest of this year?
Yes. It's something that I think the Biden administration had to learn as well, is that there are some bills in the economy that come due, and it's not your fault. You didn't start it, but it's coming due on your watch. We've had a solid 5 decades of pretty weak income growth and wage growth for the bottom third to 70% of the income distribution, depending on the year. We've had very little successful forays into making housing, healthcare, childcare, or elder care more affordable for families. And these things are going to stack up over time. They're going to accumulate and get worse. There's no 1 or 2 month fix for a 5-decade problem.
Got about a minute left. Does Jay Powell stay on the Fed board after this term ends? Has the president put him in that position, or do you think he cannot wait to leave?
I think he stays. I mean, I think his character would be that he would stay and kind of help shepherd the next Fed president through a very delicate fight to maintain independence, and I don't think he would walk away. I mean, he's going to have that great book deal whenever he leaves, whether it's in a year or 4 years. So I don't think he has to rush out to sign. I think that he can stay and finish the job. He strikes me as someone who has a lot of personality buried underneath a public visage.